energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me.
What is going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. I can see Archie, special guest in the building. Yo, I have to start right there. Big up, Archie. Big up to the community. Hope you're all doing well. And of course, we're going to talk about a lot of things today. But probably a good place to start would be calling those motherfucking scammers out that Archie did. So in case you don't know, Archie did a video earlier on today. But first of all, big shout out to everyone. Forget the beef. Let's celebrate the good content creators, the people that put the work in every single day, of course. And yeah, big up yourself, Archie, man. Good to have good people in crypto. We've got more important things in life to fry. And the last thing we need is fucking scammers. So that was great, you calling them out, bro. But yeah, big shout out to all of you. I hope you can hear me. Who else is here? Peter is here. What's going on, brother? Patriot Caveman, my good brother. Nice tunes. Yeah, appreciate that, man. I just wanted to shake things up a little bit, you know? It's... just put the camera back a little bit. Yeah, that's all good. We've got a very challenging alt season. In addition to that, we've got a massive opportunity to really change the destination of our portfolios, of course, without scammers, without, you know, dickheads pretending to be knowledgeable and not contributing to the space. And yeah, it's so many good people in crypto that we really need to point out the bad apples, man. So yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Fed. We're going to talk about really good data coming out, important data, an important week for us. What else we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about altcoins, of course, as always. And of course, I will take some of your questions. And yeah, what's going on, everyone? I hope you are doing well. Man's on the flight there. But yeah, today, look, let me talk about Archie's live stream today, because I think that's a good place to start. You probably saw the evidence of what he was going through, and I guess this is not a problem that we have. as of late, but the same characters keep on striking. Crypto Galaxy, Archetype, Crypto John. These are really scandalous people. You know, myself, Archie, Crypto G. You know, big up to Crypto G as well. It seems that we're a lot more grounded in our work, and in terms of the information that we try to give you guys, we put in the work. So it is it's funny to me when people get called out and the facts are all there. These same scammers will always strike again. You know, that is the essence of what's happening in this space. But you know, I couldn't actually put this any better. I think what Archie did today was a call out. I've called them out before, and the less of those people we have, the more likely the space is going to do well. Because crypto, let's be fair, crypto is fucking hard. It's not easy. You know, one man can come up, charge $40,000 to probably a meme coin that can't afford it, which gives them in return the supply. And then after that, it gets even harder. It gets even harder. And the majority of times, I think the space allows it because people are either too busy or don't have the knowledge to be able to join good groups and gather good information. And of course, come up with, you know, a good portfolio. At the end of the day, that's what we're building towards. So we're going to look at that, guys. And of course, big up to each and every single one of you in the live stream. And yeah, we're going to look at some coins. So the first one I'm going to look at, the first coin, actually, before I even get to the macro, is Epic Chain. Epic Chain is going to represent a fantastic buy opportunity. And once these opportunities come, again, we marked it out here for you. We've been putting a buy alert again, or DCA alert as they call it. But Epic Chain's is gonna come below. Hopefully, it's gonna test this trend line, and it's going to come below for a nice dip. That will be the time to absolutely fill your bags around that $1.50 level, around the golden pocket. If it gets there, it gets there. I have reached out to them, and they've responded to me to come on the channel and to talk to the community. Okay, because it's all about, sometimes you got to work for the bags a little bit. You know, some of the projects are, you know, kind of hesitant to be able to come and talk to the communities that obviously invest in their crypto projects. And by and large, anyway, majority of crypto lacks utility, right? Like it's just a pile of shit coins created by some idiots, and then in return, obviously, they sell those bags and they get out. But this is genuinely a very good opportunity to scoop this one. We'll also talk about Kiwi as well. It was doing nicely. I think it was sitting around $15 million the last time we checked. Why do I think this will be a good call for everybody to try and participate if it dips again? Very good trading volume, very good exchange. Binance. Well, at the moment, no one likes Binance anyway, but to be honest, it's on a very good exchange that has volumes, millions of dollars in volume. So this would be a good opportunity just to take advantage of the absolute ride that will happen. No doubt they'll be selling XRP, and that's what you want, a massive liquid rotation from the XRP army. Okay, so this is a very, very good dip, and I hope it gets down even more to levels that we can absolutely do a killing. So that's one project that we talked about. Of course, And yo, Jeremy's in the building as well. Jeremy in the house. Yeah, thank you so much, Peter. Seems like you and Archie and Crypto Danks. Yeah, Danks is a real one. Big up to Crypto Danks. I've had him on the channel. I would love to do a live stream as well with Archie, with Crypto G. I think essentially the good people will deliver the clear message. And the message is not an easy one. It's one of preparation, one of when you listen to those guys anyway, nothing against them, but they just, they just don't know what the F they're talking about, They just prey on the communities, right? Pump and dumps. Put as much as possible and leverage the community. That's their strategy. And that's not a strategy that's going to keep a good like-minded community, and it defeats the purpose. We're the small guys. We're up against these Binances and whales and market manipulators and everyone. Technically, all the whales. There's so many things that are up against us that it is really, really difficult not to then to suffer a community-related scams like the ones Archie talked about today, that I've talked about. And a guy that wears, shades on his live streams, Ray Charles, as I fondly call him. We just need to give him a piano. Maybe he brings along his best mate, Stevie Wonder. That's all insane, man. But I appreciate that, bro. It means a lot. Appreciate you as well. What an absolute legend. I'm planning to grab the caveman whenever possible, because he's got a wonderful story to tell. And a lot of people are going to resonate with it. So Cave, whenever you're ready, brother, let me know. We will talk about crypto here. You feel Tao and Virtuals are a solid place. Zebek is an RWA. Yeah, absolutely. All three of them. All three of those that I really think will do very, very well. I think Zebek has done. I think it was one of the best buy alerts I've ever given for Zebek. Not sure too many people took it, but it was an epic rise. But it continues. It is definitely a blue chip in the making, in my opinion. And the other one, Potenza Tao. Tao has had a crazy, crazy consolidation. Tao is sitting at a place where I think in the next couple of weeks we may get, or next week or so, we may get a generational opportunity for Potenza Tao. I really do. I think it's just at a crazy, crazy level. This is like the levels that we've had before. The reason for Tao is, think about it. How often do you avoid good cryptocurrencies because of market cap? Yeah, it's at $3 billion, but it's exactly mature without actually being too big for whale money rotation, right? The upside potential on this is quite astronomical, in my opinion. And I think it's something with the Tao halving and the way they do it, it's not the same as Bitcoin. So the Tao halving is a little bit different. It takes into consideration taking tokens out of circulation, of course, but also it has different metrics in terms of their milestones. So we need to get up to 10.5 million Tao, and then boom, it then goes nuts from there. You can see here, early candle, day one trading was absolutely insanity. $1,200. The recent peaks here were like $700, just over $700. So I do believe Tao has a lot of room to the upside. 719 there, and then you've got various levels of resistance. Okay, major levels here, $583. You've got $400 level to clear here. We wicked through it, that got rejected, and then we came back down. So if we do come back down to it's probably a good DCA spot now. But if we come back down to this lower order block here, that would be insane. And of course, your last one there, Virtuals Protocol. Virtuals is good. Zora is also good. Virtual Protocol here is, yeah, look, it was, again, I gave out some DCA buys previously at around this 86 set buy limit here. This is before, and I think we looked at it also around this level. So it should really, I mean, if we do, like I said, if we do come down again, we've got to hold this level here for Virtuals Protocol. But if we do come down, I think there will be a fantastic opportunity to get, you see, this is a major support level. There was a rejection there. You could see here in this space here, this was a, there's an institutional order block there for Virtuals Protocol, which means breaking this support right now could send prices to previous order blocks. Having said that, it is, of course, you've got to look at different time frames as well. And all metrics point out to a dip below $1 for Virtuals Protocol, which will be a fantastic buy. This is where we are right now. And this is where we had limit orders previously. And of course, this yellow line here could be one last touch. So yeah, that is a super duper project. Don't look, this is not the time to look at only market caps, because you've got to look at the way money is going to flow, right? You've got to look at money flow. You've got to go for the traditional. I've put out some decent shorts lately just to try and explain what money flow means, so people actually understand what parts of their portfolios are going to jump first. And of course, subsequently how they can arrange that rotation. Because if you understand the money flow, then you don't have to sit despondent for the entire run, right? You want to catch a couple of, 2Xs, 5Xs, whatever you want, take some money out. You've got to then be able to also look at the Ethereum move as well. Because Ethereum, we are going to, mark my words, we're going to get conditioned into thinking Ethereum's going to hit $15,000. And I did warn the community about it. And that is something we really need to watch out. In Delta, my sister, I hope you're well. Loving the updates. Yeah, no, thank you. It's, I wish, 90% of these macro updates, I wish they came a year ago. It's just, it's a learning experience. And of course, the market always responds in a harsh way sometimes. We can't deny the fact that it's been one of the toughest. So here's what I've been doing, just for everyone's sake. This last 2 months, I've spoken to many project leads, founders, CEOs of major cryptocurrencies. We've been trying to arrange AMAs and getting people on here as much as we can so we can get some Q&A going. And unanimously, all of them have admitted this cycle has broken many projects. And it's not just the investor like us, it's those that we're invested into who feel broke. Like they literally are not even broke from a financial sense. Of course, there is that, because just one project founder was telling me how an exchange took advantage of them. And you've got to balance the order book consistently, right? You've got to put in more tokens. Some of these require, like, say, a $500,000 replenishment to keep the order books going. So it hasn't been easy. And what makes it even more difficult, we were just talking about influencers scamming people. What makes it even more difficult is you've got projects that are scamming. So fundamental projects that would have got a bit of highlight because of the work they put in, their utility, it's all drowned out. This particular founder was telling me that a project with absolutely nothing but promises on a PDF, went up to, I think he said it went up to $350 million. And they've been building for best part of 5 years. And this is their first genuine cycle. They couldn't get a look in, right? So that's also something to consider. It's not just us, but the good times are coming, because if they do what they're supposed to do, and we just look at the odds as well. Let's see where the odds are of a rate cut. So there's 16 days till the next FOMC meeting, but sandwich in between that is non-farm data coming out on Friday. So Friday is going to be super volatile. I hate the fact that some of these macro events fall into a weekend. Weekend means manipulation, where otherwise you would have seen a direction of the market very clearly. You know, if we had, say, non-farm payroll data come out on a Monday or a Tuesday, you can actually see, you know, the next couple of days as trading opportunities and seeing what's going on. But these data, or the data sets, come out on Friday, which means, unlike the stock market, we are then open to massive exchange manipulation over the weekend. So that's all you've been seeing. That dead cat bounce that we've had, that's all you saw. And right now, we are sitting at 86%. If we get the data that we need on Friday, you best believe that it is going to take the markets into a pump. This will become almost 100%. This will be like 99% certainty if we get a negative job report. Then what comes next on the 11th of September, a week before the rate cuts, we've got the CPI data. So what Powell has said in the last meeting and also in the Fed minutes is that they will make the decision a week before the FOMC meeting, if that makes sense. Because they've got to have 2 job reports and they've got to have 2 labor market data reports. So both of these are coming up. And hence why I said in my 90-day plan, almost like 4 or 5 weeks ago now, that do not expect anything that the market gives you in terms of emotion. Only act towards what the data, what the institutions are looking at. Some of the stuff that I look at is where the institutions are playing, right? And that's going to give you an emotionless DCA strategy. I'll buy $100 of that. I'll buy $1,000 of this. Doesn't matter where the price is right now. I'm going to stagger my orders. The market may crash 10%. Who cares? Because the date with Destiny is we will be recipients of that liquidity, because liquidity drives the markets. So, yeah, thank you, Belter, for that. Crypto Goat said, thank you and Archie for calling out these. But by the way, I mean, I might actually have it here somewhere, but my guy messaged me time ago. He must have deleted the message. What did he say to me? He said, this is Archetype, by the way. He was like, please take down the message. And what did he say? Yeah, he deleted it. Yeah, he deleted it, then blocked me. So he said, look, take down the video. Take down the video you made about me and we can talk. And I was like, fuck off. Go talk to the police, mate. What is going on, Fuad? I hope you're well, brother. Fuad in the building. Now, I appreciate that, man. You can tell anyway. Look, all Galaxy says is, you know, fair enough. You know, he's got a big community, right? And there's a lot of NPC characters in his community. Those, you know, and they blindly believe in everything he says. Is to kind of believe in. But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, he's got a big pull and he's making his money that way, which is completely insane. Cave said, if Epic gets to $1.60, I'll put my entire sucker back into it. Yeah, that's how we make money, bro. That's how we make money. And if you don't know how I feel about, yeah, of course, we'll take a look at that for sure, bro. As Archie said, we need to revolt against these scammers. Absolutely, bro. Crypto Goat, you are 100% correct. You are, spot on. I think we have been revolting. Whenever there's wrongdoing, we come out and we say it as it is. Like I said, guys, crypto is fucking tough. Yeah, excuse my French, but crypto is not easy. And to simplify it as a simple pump and dump, it's just going to hurt people that trust the space. That's why I say to people, look, we hold large caps, we hold dangerous low caps, but at the end of the day, it's all about achieving equilibrium in your portfolio. But this space will aid you. I mean, I'm involved. I do 18 hours of work a day on behalf of the community. I kid you not. I post at 5 in the morning as I would 9 in the next day. I'm in it 24/7, 365. And I see everything. And it's not easy. Otherwise we'll be billionaires, right? Instead of creating content. But you'd like to hope you're doing the content to help people, right? To go and do your research, to do your homework. And that's where we differ. We do our homework and we genuinely care about our communities. We genuinely care about the people we serve who give us their time, attention, and of course, their hard-earned money to trust what we're talking about. And that's a lot for any man to go to bed at night and feel the weight of pressure from his community. And of course, there's, like I said, I like Archie, I like Danks, I like Crypto G. These are the small content creators who are genuinely good people. They do their thing. You can see it. But when he say Pepe is going to $5, man, Casper is going to $20, that alone is a crime. I don't know why people don't even see that. The guy is telling you, man, he's got no idea about early days. Galaxy did, to be honest. Early day, he would find gems and of course those gems would do well. But the macro picture was different. The macro picture was different in 2024, 2023. Things were just starting to recover from the depths of the ocean of red that we were in. Post the Fed tightening. So, yeah, man. Yo, Loki, what's going on, brother? And everybody else. Yeah, I love Say. I think Say is very good. And Say is, so think about Say as put your whale hat on, right? When you look at Say, I had the pleasure of actually buying the absolute depths of this move here, that little green. Let me just put this on the Say USDT. So when you think of Say, what you got to think about is, you got to put your whale hat on and think of money rotation, right? So what's the big money likely to do? Because they are super greedy and they will never run out of opportunities to make crazy amounts of money. And when we caught this on Say, right here, this was a brilliant opportunity. But if you actually look at the grand scheme of things, Say is not too far away from these lows. It's got crazy support here around this 28-cent level. This is a very, very good, strong support area. Just highlight this as, where the price is. There's plenty of things that have gone on here, right? So 28 cents, 26, maybe the lowest on a wick. But if we have an opportunity to revisit this area here, that's a clip right there. I don't know if we'll go there, but even as it is, The basic Fibonacci's tell us that SAY is primed to go to about $4. And as a result, I do believe with whale money coming into the market, targets for SAY look very, very healthy. Now, when it comes to these extensions, the 39 and the 2, these levels are very, very difficult with liquidity, right? So what you want to be doing is setting up your exit plan on price discovery, right? So you got to really think about it as the higher you go on the fib levels, the less liquid an asset becomes. So my basic targets would be, and I think I've shared this on a video today about SAY. I say this is your region right here. As soon as SAY gets over this price, right, previous all-time high here, these would be targets. Number one, there's psychological levels you've got to be super careful about. So you have prices here 1, 2, and 3. 1 coincides with about $1 plus. 2 coincides with about 170, 180. 3 coincides with just either over $2, or you could potentially go, say, $1.90 or something. But I can see, honestly, SAY doing a very clean, hassle-free 10x. Of course, there are higher targets, and these targets are from $3 upwards, and it may get there, but it really just depends on the size of your bag. And if you ask me why SAY would be a good layer 1, you just have to look at what's going on. And the ecosystem actually offers plenty of good opportunities. There's Sayan, there's the other one, Millie. There's a couple of meme coins within the SAY ecosystem that should be lifted by the layer 1. But here's why I believe these institutional layer 1s that retail sees as large caps, because we are conditioned to just thinking of every single one of us will be a billionaire this cycle, so we buy shit coins galore. And that message is absolutely the wrong message, because you're missing the guys who make your Arthur Hayes, your Circles, your Well Liberty Financials, your Trumps, whoever, Coinbases. They are going to take an asset which is at 1.7 billion currently, and they see that as a relatively mid-sized to small market cap, right? For us, it's huge. I mean, this is already, when SAY dipped under $1 billion, it was very, very good. Like I said, we may see that opportunity for one last time on a psychological level. But here's the thing. What would think with your whale hat on, right? So they've rotated out of Bitcoin, which we saw happening anyway, into Ethereum. We see that happening more and more often as we get into Altseason. And then they're going to take that money and they're going to, of course, you got your Solanas, your XRPs. These are humongous large caps, over 100 billion. So they see this as light work. This is lunch money for them. Now, if you look at the roster here, backed by leading institutions, Coinbase, Circle, Jump Capital, Multicoin Capital, these are the exact same investors as Solana. Do you know what I mean? So relatively safe, very good risk to reward, and a clean 10x, in my opinion. Very good question. Thank you, brother. Mr. Mahindra, how are you, brother? Big up to South Africa. And of course, smash the like button, team. My brother, man. Honestly, I'm looking forward to the South African stakes. All the legends are here today. Anytime, bro. Anytime. Look, Tao is, honestly, I know it's one of your bigger bags. Again, Grayscale have been really killing it with Tao. It doesn't have its own individual ETF just yet. But we've got to look at decentralized AI and what's happening. You know, OpenAI are building the largest, I think the data center is going to be larger than Monaco, and they're going to build that right near where I live in Abu Dhabi here. And that's going to be huge. AI is going to be huge. Now, decentralized AI, we bring in a very good discussion here of why you should own an asset that will appreciate in the next 10 years, regardless. You know, why do you want to become an early whale of something that is potentially, because it's not really understood right now by the masses. All we see is $300. Ah, that shit is too expensive, man. But I put out a video the other day saying that Tao's like buying Bitcoin at 350 with halvings. Halvings run up to 2069. There's emission reduction. There's also staking, unlike Bitcoin. So a lot of the Tao some of the Tao will not be available in the open market. It will be staked for rewards. Then there's dynamic Tao. So you've got to consider all of those things. And even as I put together a bear market hit list, those of you in the Discord know I'm very big on kind of preparing every dollar we have, because I do believe this run that we're in, 2030 will be an extension of this one. What you do now, how you prepare right now, is going to set you financially free by 2030. Yeah, we may get lucky on one or two coins. We could be financially free this December, maybe up to March 2026. But the real game changer here is if they tokenize Wall Street, which is happening. Think of NVIDIA, for example, is $4 trillion in market cap. So when decentralized AI eventually becomes even bigger and more massive, what will happen is that ownership is going to go, unlike Wall Street, which is owned by maybe 1% own 90% of Wall Street. So those cryptos that survive into the next decade, into the next 5 years at least, will be considered as these blue chip assets. You know, we talked heavily about the .com bubble. So I want everyone to understand, when you own something, you could still have a bear market and still be holding a particular blue chip, but your strategic game with it is a little bit longer. And that's actually the best investment advice you can have, because if you saw a chain link, which is a bear market hit list for anyone, you know, will we ever see a $7, $3, $4 chain link? You know, that's a real question. So you've got to say to yourself, this idea of a market cap is a fallacy right now, because, okay, a portion of my portfolio is going to make me the money that I need to break into that top tier crypto investor long term. So if Wall Street is going to be tokenized, if RWA is going to be huge, and we're seeing even on-chain government data right now, decentralized AI is going to be big. And this bad boy here, and I don't really turn even my head away from the likes of Near Protocol, because Near Protocol's biggest problem was staking. Now they're doing liquid staking through a project now for the first time ever, a microcap called Real Finance. But they're both at $3 billion. But what I do like about Tao is the ecosystem is completely undiscovered. And even if you're kind of like a US investor, you know, how do you do tax returns on Tao subnets, for example? So it is definitely something to watch out for, and to make yourself a list right now of fundamental projects that you're not too late to. Or so at least you can come back in the bear market as well and say to yourself, damn, this is going somewhere within a very short number of years. And that gets us away from that instant mindset of a 10x or disappointment, you know? That's the conditioning that's happening. How high do you think Rex, what's going on? AVAX. I do like AVAX. I think the AVAX ecosystem has recently been running, and AVAX right now sits at what, $24 and a $10 billion market cap. So it's not a small cryptocurrency. What we don't really see for AVAX here, unless we go to a different platform, is the value locked. In terms of where we see AVAX, well, the target for most investors here is $100. If we go by, let me just bring this up. If we go by what AVAX did previously, the previous top, AVAX market cap, so 36 billion was the previous high in terms of market cap. So that means it's about a 3x from here on market cap. But we know market cap doesn't return to its previous all-time high. And what you're looking at here deliberately is the AVAX market cap. So what we need to do, just take my absolute lowest, pull it back to here. So here's some potential targets for AVAX in terms of market cap. Now we can see here the 2618 is all the way up to 90 billion, right? So that puts it at a solid, I'd probably say 8x from here, but it doesn't stop there. These Fibonacci extension levels go as far as 140 plus billion dollars. Now, let's say, for example, we take an average of that. So let's go to AVAX. AVAX USDT. Let's grab our tool here. And it looks exactly the same here. Only difference now, you're starting to see prices for AVAX. So the 2618 extends all the way to just under $400. That will be very, very extreme, in my opinion. Very ambitious as well. So if we take a look at the overall levels where you'd be comfortably out, I would probably say this area here between, the first interest would be for me to exit above $100. $100 would be my number one, and then I would probably go number two, because there's liquidity at these levels, right? So number two would probably be around $200, and maximum probably I would probably say 250 would be a reasonable upper end target. So number three would be here at around that 250 level. And again, the Fibonacci extensions here are incredible. It says AVAX can actually go up to this level here, $500-600, but that's insane. That is that's cap. So from where we are, get through the previous all-time high, which is 146 here back in November 19th, 2021, right here. You can see that candle, that set of candles there. So let's say, we go equal the previous all-time high. Anything above $100 is good. And $100 is all the way here at the 786 level, right? So this is all area of heavy interest because we're not too far away. But if we smash the all-time high, I can see AVAX going up to about $250. As Zebek in accumulation zone, along with the rest, September thing will go down, but it's cool. Absolutely. I wouldn't even sweat it. Zebek, sorry, the ZBCN. So let's have a look at ZBEC. Yeah, look at that. I mean, this is a perfect chart. I mean, again, the lowest we could come here is it's around these levels. You know, so if we go pull a FIP tool here, so we may come down here. This actual institutional order block, aligns with the golden pocket. So I'll just put a target here for you, where we are and where we could expect some pickup. A very nice, you know, that would be insane. But I think this is the best possible place to add some more. But it doesn't have a long way to go. It's finding that retracement absolutely perfectly. I agree with you, bro. But yeah, you can't sweat this. You know the candle that took us to this level, and we know, of course, you can see there is a trend towards this order block here at around that price. And if you can't see the price, sorry, let me just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be around that 31239. You can actually stagger some orders, but it's honestly on the daily, on the 2-day, it's not even that far away. And on the daily, it's already approaching a massive green. If you can see that, this is a huge trading space, shaded green. That is a massive institutional trading place. So we're not too far from our fib levels on ZBEC. Arena is decent. I haven't actually had, I did a buy alert for Arena. Arena Social, right? So for those of you who don't know, this is kind of like Pump Fund on AVAX, which is on X. So you can actually go and create tokens on Arena. And at the moment, the chart's been kind of downtrending for a while. It had a massive, massive start to its live. So we want to see, I mean, where we are on the 4 hours or 4 hourly candle. So let me just mark this top here. So the top was 2 cents, right? And right now we are at a 60% of a penny on the 4 hour in an institutional order block. So if we go back here and look at this chart, look how heavy it's coming down to this demand zone. This is absolutely insane. Look at this. You know, these are solid red candles. So what you want is you want this institutional order block here to hold and act as a support. So if we do that, I think it's very, very cheap, in my opinion, to where it is. Let's have a look at the market cap, because people aren't paying attention to the AVAX ecosystem. So all of these tokens that came out recently, like Lambo that did a 50x or whatever they did, they all came out, they were all born out of Arena Social. So what you're looking at here is a $20 million market cap with a pump fund like creation of tokens. So you've got madness here. You've got TVL, which is 9 million. And of course, you do have the fully diluted here at 63 million. So there is inflation. I haven't actually, or I can't remember the inflation from my post, but I'll look into that. Actually, it might be a good idea to revisit that. But this is what Arena is. So Arena is a platform that allows you to generate tokens by literally just logging into your X account. Right? Next generation social fi, which is redefining how creators connect, engage, and monetize their content. So you have to log on to it. Let me just show you. So you enter with your X account, and then you authorize the app. Once you authorize that, you can put some AVAX into the wallet they provide you with, and then it allows you to, boom, come into this space. Now look at this. So I'm still on X, but look at the difference here. This is my regular X. This is Arena. And SocialFi, so Kato, Arena, Zora, they pay attention to these, right? Because I'm just showing you a very quick demonstration of the tokens that are kind of made here. And then what you have, just like Pump.fun, you've got live creators. So these live creators are obviously, these are projects. So you've got this thing called Happy Labor Day, for example. They're live streaming right now.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Are you ready for it?
So you've got this guy, obviously he's on a live stream there in Arena, and of course he tells you to buy directly like Pump.fun, basically. So this is how Lambo was born, and this is how many other projects are born. So that's a quick overview of what Arena is and how you go about using it, connecting with creators. It's a whole different world, man. But this is my point. Crypto, unless we look at it like we're doing it right now, crypto is tough, man. Crypto is not easy. So your question, coming back to it, how high can it go? Subject to inflation, of course, but I do believe this would be a very big project on the case of revenue generation and in an AVAX season. So I think this can do easily 20x is probably a very good level for something like this to catch, like, oh, a week, we just need a week on AVAX this, AVAX that, and boom. So yeah, I think this is a sleeper, in my opinion. You know what? I've never really, Declan, I've never really had Arcblock. And I know that was something that you would always hear Crypto John talk about. So it'd be very irresponsible for me to tell you I like it, I don't like it. You know, it did what it had to do, in my opinion, in 2024. This was a monumental, I mean, look at this. Absolutely was nothing really, 70%, 7 cents with a $1.4 million volume. This is in 2021. It did nothing in the last bull market. Nobody cared about this. And then all of a sudden, through some announcements, it went absolutely parabolic and has been sold off ever since then. So at $71 million market cap, this is like an OG project. Let's see what's going on. Software architecture ecosystem, total solution for building decentralized applications. Personally speaking, unless you hold it from, from back in the day in which you are in a lot of profit, or unless you bought the top, because many people bought the top with this token, I see other projects that are more relevant as of today, right? So yeah, so that's what I would personally do. I'd put my money into a fast-moving horse. There's AI agents, there's the likes of Cookie DAO, similar market caps, probably better, in my opinion. There's fair cycle AI coins as well that you could look at. So personally, I mean, again, they've got tons of products here. So credit where credit is due. There's a payment kit, there's a creator studio, NFT studio, all of these things. But really just depends on how strongly you've done your research and believe in the project. Tao moved 3 times as fast as Bitcoin did in its inception, and similar mechanics as Bitcoin is a no-brainer. 100%. I think the reason for that is largely to do with a better, more educated crypto investors. So if you look at Tao, actually amongst whales, you're going to see the buzz with people that had, Barry Silbert, for example, bought Bitcoin, back in the days. So yes, I agree with you on that, bro. What's the status of based AI? Well, unfortunately, the status is, as of now, I haven't seen any updates. And I did talk about this in my last live stream as well. What we see with based AI is just typical of what the space has become. I was talking to some founders about this. It's up 9%. If that makes us feel any better, in the last 24 hours is up 9%. So the token's being traded. There is a trading volume, however, which is smaller than the smallest meme coin. So that's where the status is right now. There's absolutely no interest, no volume, but it looks like there is a recent buy, up 11% in 30 days and 9% in the last 24 hours. That's all we can go by. What is going on, Tebow, my brother? What a wonderful guy, man. Great researcher in the community. Shout out to you, bro. Do you have interest in Tarwa? Yes, the community hold it. I have actually done an alert about Tarwa. It's a project actually based here in Abu Dhabi. I tried to message the CEO of Tarwa to come on the channel to do an AMA. Hasn't materialized. $80 million market cap. But if really things go well for this, it could do really well. It is potentially, backed by big giants in Abu Dhabi. The first collateralized stablecoin backed by an AI-driven RWA hedge fund. Now, the news for this would be to try and investigate any connections between this and the Abu Dhabi sovereign wealth fund, sovereign fund, which is Abu Dhabi has just been declared as the richest city in the world. 1.7 trillion in funds sit right here. That's absolutely insane. So it is actually a fully doxed, fully well-backed project. One of my good friends who's a whale has actually tipped me on to them previously when I did the buy-led in the community. I think Cave is on it as well from our community. So yeah, it is absolutely something to keep your eyes, ears, and everything. UAE-based regulator and Sharia compliant, and of course Sharia finance, in particular Islamic finance, is absolutely humongous. And there's the CEO, Saeed Al Fahim, and there's these top guys there as well. So yeah, team's fully doxed, big people in here. So yeah, no, I hope, again, I hope I can tie them down for an interview on the channel, because we're in the same city pretty much. And this would be a project and a half if it comes off. Again, with these new projects, you've got to look for a established level of market cap, and it's done that very quickly. Trading volume, $3.1 million. Very healthy. Yes, Thibaut, Kokoro and Marvia. So Heroes of Marvia, I believe, will have a shocking run. The number of market cap sitting at 8 million, trading volume just under 2 million. Of course, it is a micro cap right now. So it has a better trading volume than bigger projects. Market cap to volume ratio is a good indicator of a project's pulse. Is it alive? Is it kicking? Is it being traded? I don't care if it's by bots, market makers, Wintermute. I think this one is in a gaming season. I think it gets well over $10. And Kokoro, I mean, you are absolutely brilliant, brother, because you've followed projects with me. And Kokoro in the last kind of 7 days had this massive pump on the base of the news that Vitalik has sold his holdings. This is a $7 million market cap cryptocurrency with 197 million trading volume. It's very, very tiny. But what Kokoro is aiming to do is build the publicity by donating through Vitalik, which is at the point when he sold his holdings, he donated his Nero tokens to a charity, and that has started the whole friggin' explosion. So that was something to, that this is something to look at. I think this guy could literally be sending. It is exactly following the Nero playbook. So yeah, this is a very good high risk, high reward, but isn't everything high risk, high reward anyway? As far as meme coin is concerned, the parallels between Nero and Kokoro are just so much clearer, so much clearer. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for everything you do as well in the Discord, you and all of the other legends. And it is, it's such a pleasure to work with you guys every single day, man. Graph AI or GAI. GAI, that rings a bell. GAI, let's see. GAI. Oh, sorry, it's one, Graph AI. Okay. So this one is at $22 million. I haven't really looked into Graph AI before, but the chart is not bad at all. $20 million. I'm sure it's only on DEX. The trading volume is pretty low. Aerodrome Finance. So it's on base. And of course, $22 million market cap, fully diluted. Let's have a look at Graph AI. AI data layer for DeFi AI applications. So it's very niche, very specific. Will run with the AI agents meta within AI. Docs team, former Google IBM. Yeah, it looks like a good, these guys are doxing themselves, which is fantastic. They've got an ecosystem. So this is DEX play right now on base. And I think it looks like a very promising AI project. I'm paying attention to base. And of course, $22 million shows me that it's established. Low volume tells me that it's trading on DEX. Very good tokenomics. 100 million max, 65 million circulating. And like I said, base is probably the one. So I'll give them a follow. Thank you for the heads up. And I will do some further research and due diligence. Take them through a bit of Nansen and look at the contract. But yeah, it's just so many AI projects. It's all going to end up being who markets the most. Limitless Trading. What's up, brother? I hope you're doing well. Wow, love the updates in the community and all your hard work. Much appreciated, bro. I'm bullish on gaming. Thoughts on Carrot, Marvia, and Shrapnel. Thank you very much. So these are 3 projects that I'm currently down on. Possibly my best average there would probably be Marvia, because I bought a ton of Marvia, followed by Shrapnel, and I'm heavily down on Carrot. Now, I can tell you right now, I'm not really worried about Marvia having a pump. And Shrapnel really just depends on whether Alex Becker comes back in. There was a tension between the team that dropped the initial FUD, and then it dropped off. Off the grid is not doing much, right? So if you look at Shrapnel, it is almost at the point where the price, volume, the chart, everything is gone. Like you can see here, 24-hour trading is, $100,000 of this has been traded. So it's very, very much on a knife edge right now, because if obviously the lower the volume goes, the less interest there is. And this is probably the riskiest one out of the three. Now, Carrot are set to launch the Carrot chain. The problem with Carrot is the tokenomics, the way the team handled the tokenomics were absolutely atrocious. Nearly $1 million in terms of trading volume, but look at the market cap, $38 million. What's going to save these guys is Arbitrum. So there's something called the Carrots or Studio Chain, and Studio Chain is backed by Arbitrum. If that happens, I can see Carrot doing very well. But there was a big, massive tension within the community. A lot of people bought. I mean, Carrot was meant to go, at least over $1 and hold at least 50 cents or 40 cents. Early investors are down. There's nobody with any form of advantage here, and the team have been funding their studio, right? Because they've obviously got big overheads. So if you look at this all-time high, this is 95% down. And of course, all-time low was at 3 cents. So it's kind of sitting in, there's absolutely no reason right now to prioritize this unless you are looking for that isometric bet. But that's gaming for you. When gaming comes, gaming is going to go boom, because it is the most frustrating. Gaming and deepin have been the two biggest disappointed narratives of the cycle. What does that tell you? When there's disappointment in the system, big money comes together and they will send this narrative. So I'm holding this for gaming season. Now, if we run into 2026, like I believe we will, then, and I'm not waiting for this, like this is May 2026, GTA 6 comes out and blah, blah, blah. But I'm hoping that we'll get a definitive gaming season. Right now, I can't really see the triggers as of now yet. But it's a good time to double down and build a decent bag. What's up, bro? Check out Kernel DAO. Yes, sir. Let's have a look at Kernel. Up 10% today. Massive, massive volume. Okay. $54 million in volume and a tiny market cap. A beautiful chart. Excellent. Let's have a look. Fully diluted. So we still have tokens out of circulation, but this trading volume here, 54 million, means that it's on one of the big exchanges. So exchanges wise, Binance, you've got HTX as well. With Binance tokens, I think the only thing you have to do is circulating supply. And of course, you've got total supply. So you just have to make sure that it is Kernel is restaking. Oh, okay. Restaking products. Kelp. Okay. So this is linked. 2 billion plus in TVL, 500K ETH restaked. Yeah, you've got it looks great. It looks really, really great. All-time high here was 47, so about 5 months ago. And of course, all-time low, 9 cents, up a 120%. Very, very decent. I think the only thing I would say is just a schedule tokenomics tokenomics check. Yeah, bro is going 2-pack on him out of thousands. Yeah, I remember, man. Blaze, bro, why do you think I made that video? Karma gonna catch that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. But, to be honest, the through hard times, you tend to find good people. And I think, like I was saying earlier, we have built, by the way, because I'm answering the questions in too much detail, maybe I'm running slightly behind with with the with these comments. Yeah, if they come to the cave, man, we batter them. You guys are going nuts on these guys. What do I think of BKN? I think BKN is a superb project. It has a very good founder because I see him on X all the time. Crypto G has talked about this one. It's up today, only $15 million market cap, and of course, a very good consolidating chart. You can see here, $15 million market cap, up 44%, 6% against BTC, 22 cents. Not bad at all. Still very small, but the TVL is bigger than the market cap. Has a bigger TVL, which is always good. Yo, Dax is in the building. What is going on, my brother? I can't believe I'm so late to Dax. You've done an amazing video, by the way, recently, bro. I've been checking you out, man. My brother right there, man. Crypto Danks, what an absolute legend. He's a real one, you know. When we did a stream together that day, bro, the story you gave was so powerful. It really is an inspiration, you know. And the essence is, you know, the good guys will always end up on top, you know, no matter what in life. You know, God rewards you in different ways, but what an inspirational brother. They got too many sixes on the supply. Yo, in my community and research on say, yo, Danks is a real one. Honestly, man. Imagine us all together in the building, man. Crypto banter style. You know what? To be honest, Jeremy, that's not a bad shout, you know. So Danks, Archie, Crypto G, if you're watching this, let's make a show. The only way we can show these, you know, these window salesmen what time it is, and nothing is stopping us coming together to do like a live stream, man. Split the screen into 5, 6, and we just vibe. I think, in fact, Jeremy, you raised such an important point there. The smaller YouTubers don't come together, you know. Crypto banter is not, you know, they don't, come on, man. Those guys are made, you know, they don't provide any significant knowledge. But imagine having a show, you know, even once a month or whatever, if we really do care about the communities, where you've got Danks, you've got G, you've got Archie, you've got me, all sitting there vibing and helping the community. I think that's such a dope idea. I like it so much that I'm actually proposing it to Danks to grab some of the others. I'll try reach out to them as well, and we can do a banging show. Yeah, bro. And yeah, we would definitely kill it, man. Like, I'm telling you. And nah, there is no, like, Archie came out and he distanced himself from that, from those scammers, bro. But you can tell anyway, like, you know, I can honestly say, you can tell by their content, right? Like, you can tell the good content creators. You know, like, you can genuinely see where their passion is. You know, our passion is crypto research. You know, Danks is one of the best at finding on-chain scams, like, you know, next level. You know, Archie's got some really good fundamental research projects, you know, Caspers and Says and all of these projects. Crypto G is the original OG of gem hunting. You know, we would definitely kill it, man. Let's do it. Let's effing do it, bro. My brothers. Celebrating guest appearance by the caveman. Absolutely, man. Yo, I'm like 2 years behind these comments. Yeah, Danks in the building. Danks is the man. My brother from Cali. Yeah, definitely, man. You know what? I think this is for the first time, I can honestly see a solid show. Let's give our people what they need, man. Like, we're comfortable with each other. No one's gonna, no one's gonna come in there like Biggie Smalls. What's beef? We should we should be chasing archetype, and I haven't seen John these days, man. I think he's made enough money to move out of the basement. Man's in the basement listening to Basement Jacks. But yeah, that sounds featuring the caveman. Occasionally we'll bring Jeremy and some of the other lads as well. Yeah, Archie's in the building again. You know what, lads? Yeah. Wait. I got an idea, man. Let me get these legends on here, man. You know what? F scripting a show. There you go, lads. Anyone? Danks, go and grab that, bro. Archie, Cave, any of you can grab that link. Let's have a vibe for 10 minutes. I'll do another 10 minutes. Because there's no way we can unite against these bastards without really showing them what time it is, man. Call the FBI, call Caveman. Yes, Loki, my brother, absolutely. So yeah, if you're Danks, or if you guys are available right now, you can jump on for 2 minutes before I leave. If not, let's do a proper scheduled show. By us coming together, it is so powerful. Honestly, it will tell those dickheads that the crypto community has realized, and it is the next level. Yeah, Archie's my guy, man. Archie's my guy, bro. And we're not doing this because, honestly, over the years, you get to know people, right? You get to learn, the good guys from the bad people, bad apples. And yeah, all of these guys that we're talking about are seasoned vets. They put in the work, they put in the research, and yeah, super exciting times, man. I think Archie changed the game with that stream he did earlier on today, man. Like calling them out. I've called them out. Danks has done like brilliant forensic level videos where he's talking about their wallets, what they did to Blaze, and all the other rugs that they did. And if we make streams like this, I think it's just gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna be nuts. We're gonna have Danks up shortly, and then yeah, we'll talk about the market and a few other things as well. And absolutely. Let me see. Let's put some stuff on here. Smash the like, guys. You know what? Today I was kind of sad because Liverpool beat us. Arsenal lost to Liverpool. Like, for those of you that follow. Well, yo, big man like Danks in the building, bro. What is happening, my brother? How are you, bro? Let me get you on the people can't see Danks, man. There you go, man. That's my brother right there, bro. What's going on? You know what, today I usually have a beard, but I was like, yo, man, Danks is looking too sexy these days. Let me go and trim this shit down, man.
Yeah, man. I cut my own hair and I do my own. I went a little crazy yesterday, and I usually like to do a tight fade, but I cut it too short, so I just trimmed the whole thing, but whatever, man.
You're looking fresh,
try to keep it clean,
bro.
With the merch, the Crypto Danks merch. You know what I'm saying?
I've been growing the old afro back.
Hey, I like it.
But I'll keep it on the wraps right now, man. There's all kinds of caveman era animals in there, so I need to go get a fresh fade like you, bro.
Hey,
how are you, man?
So how you been? It's been a while. I haven't seen you since the last time I was on your show. That's what we do. Just pop up, just do a pop up real quick.
Dude, it's such a pleasure to have you because the work that you've been doing, God's work lately, bro, and. Honestly, very high quality research, and one of them really cracked me up. I was meant to message you about. I was watching the live stream, and I realized I was on a different account, so you couldn't see me amongst all the comments flowing, man. But it was absolute forensics, guys. If you haven't seen Danks's channel yet, post a link in the comments, bro, because people need to go back to a few of the videos that you've done lately, man. Absolutely incredible.
The Blaze one was pretty good. I can go and
that's actually got tons of views.
Yeah, there's a few that have gotten some decent views on. The thing is, I've been kind of over I'm about to hit 10K subs, and over these 10K subs, it's been an interesting dynamic of an experience because I started off with the super altcoin when all the coins were still able to go up, like when Chlor was pumping, Neon was pumping from 7 cents, like back then, right? Imagine I started my channel then, and the market was very different then. So, and I was a Caspa head, and so I made a big mistake of affiliating my channel with one or two specific coins, which were Caspa and ZF. And the problem with doing something like that is that you isolate yourself to a group of people that just want more of the same, more. They're not there for me. You know what I mean? They're more there for more of whatever they're interested in, which is Caspa or ZF in the beginning as well. So I've been kind of bouncing around, trying different content, political news, finance stuff. And the scammer stuff has been really hitting, and the meme coin TA stuff. The thing is, and I said in one of my videos, let me see, I think I have the link. I have one to Crypto Galaxy right here about the wallets on KRC20 outposts. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, they figured out the scam, which is not that hard to figure out once you're in our shoes, is get as many people in the same room as you can that have no idea what they're doing and have money to blow. Like, that's it. Money in a dream. Like, that's all you need is a bunch of people with money in a dream, and you can do whatever you want. Like, if you gain their trust, you can do whatever that you want. And like, Crypto Galaxy is so good. Like, he's so good. David he sucks compared to Galaxy. I got to give him credit. Galaxy is so good at what he does. He's able to create the psychological FOMO. I know because I had it. He gives you the ability to feel that he's going to make you rich. That's a special craft that was created or honed or learned over time. He has a computer engineering background. There's no reason he should have the psychological sales skills of someone from Ford in the 60s. You know what I mean? So he's got the ability, but the thing is, when you don't know that the mission is to get as many people in, pump a coin. We saw the post recently. Someone docs more information with Galaxy and Architect. They're charging all of this money. They get paid cash. They get paid in coins. All you need is a certain amount of a community, and you can get rich. It's not that difficult. But I've made the choice consciously. I know that over the last year, if I made a bunch of meme coin videos and degen as hard as everybody else, I probably would have 20, 30K subs, but I don't, because I didn't do that. I make technical videos and analytical videos and things that, unfortunately for me, things that I care about more. And I think that down the road, people more will care about that stuff, because it's actually the stuff that's important and the stuff that people will need to come back and look for when they need real information, instead of just meme coins that died 4 years ago and that are still on YouTube for some reason, So staying away from that's been the best thing for me, even though It hasn't lined my pockets, but that's not what I'm here for, because I don't need that to line my pockets. I know how to make money in crypto. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, what a legend. I think you're too powerful for those dark forces, because the insight here that people don't really understand is you've actually seen this evolve firsthand, because you used to help him with the TA. And you know, we're not making accusations. I mean, look at the screen. Fucking give me $10,000 and another 30,000 USDT and 1% supply, and I'm going to go to my community, press a buy alert, and then so, you know, dump on
it's
those
all there.
It's all there. But I love the fact that you said, look, we are richer for it because of the work for our people. Financially, we could do more to be part of schemes, but who, you know, we love crypto. We spend 18 hours a day, and I know you do tons of research, bro. And it really, you know, like I was saying, you know, like Crypto Archie, Crypto G, yourself, over time, it's like a big sieve, because we all go on a journey. And you find, and I'm finding this actually in the Discord, it's an interesting pattern, because we share the same community members. And that is because one man cannot physically know everything. We are human beings. We have families. We have commitments. And I love the fact that, you know, when you get the crossover people, and, you know, people are appreciating the hard work you do, it actually shows in your content. So the fact that, you know, we will talk about meme coins if there's an opportunity, but ultimately the fundamental long-term plays that you research and talk about, and I research and talk about, that's going to make our people money long-term. So what we don't have in say the pump and dumps, in payments of like upwards of $40,000 here, if you just read that, you know, that's enough to change anyone's life. Let alone to do that for one of your many pump and dumps, which is what he does.
Well, you just think about how many KRC20 tokens paid him to do that for them. You know what I mean? I mean, he talked about at least 5 that I know of. I tracked 5 tokens to his wallet. I mean, and he owned 10% of each supply on 3 of them. I mean, it's you know, it's part of the game. You know, I guess it kind of comes down to don't hate the player, hate the game. You know, and I've tried to remain as like, as far as not bashing him as like so hard, because it is truly a game in a sense that it is still PvP, right? Like,
yes,
that's some master boss shit if you don't know. And like the game is actually to figure out that the boss is taking your money. Like that's some boss level shit. So it's hard to get until you go through it, or you've seen it firsthand. It's even if you're in the community, you're not going to believe it until it happens. And you know, and it might be okay for you if you say maybe you made money before in the community and whatever, things happen, and you will make money on it. You can make money on scams. You can make money on 100K market cap cryptos that go to 200K. You can make money on anything. But the fact remains is, what is the long term, like you said, the long term intention. And don't get me wrong, we have coins that we degen on. I've got 3 coins right now that are all under 150K that we're messing around with right now. So, but we have our main bags, you know, we have our big main bags, you know, that are on 99.9% of my portfolio at least. And the one thing I see that most people in my community, at least, that I notice, and it probably crosses a lot, is money is already tight for a lot of people. So what happens, I notice, is that people can't decide now, even down to like a few crypto. Sometimes they're removing money around, taking one, I'll put a buy alert on this one. They're like, oh, okay, well, what do you think about this versus that? Like when I get a question, this versus that, and they're both my buy alerts, it's like there's a you situation going on now, right? so it's either a bankroll situation, it's either well, it's probably a bankroll situation, because you should be managing your finances in a way that, you know, you're able to have exposure to everything. If not, then you're overinvest, or you only have enough to invest in X amount of allocation, and you need to make sure it's a good one. Like a lot of people come in to crypto in general, because their mechanic told them about a meme coin that they launched. They never see it go past, you know, a 2x, and then they get, you know, they just lose money, and then that's their experience. And I think it's people like us that need to help change that. So
100%, brother, 100%. I think you touched on it in our last conversation, the difficulty that the average person faces. You know, we're fortunate enough to work full time in crypto, but we are, as a community, as investors, we are in a bubble. And the one or two things that I've noticed is, since I've really changed the game psychologically for myself, because at one point it was kind of like, okay, the entire market is down. Obviously, inauguration came, but the important point you touch on there is the meager resources the average man has today is just diminishing more and more. You know, jobs are becoming more difficult to find. People are working longer hours, spending less time on their family, let alone sitting down after a 20-hour shift, or working 12-hour shifts, and then making an informed decision to buy the right crypto. You would hope that the KOL that you follow, or wherever you get your information from, because doing your own research, as we know, sometimes is comparing a lot of different perspectives, and it could take a long time for anybody to make the right calls. And then on top of that, you've got this other side of the industry where you've got these people actively pumping and dumping coins. I had a friend who lost, I kid you not, bro, he called me one night and we went out to, he was in Blaze. This is before I made that Blaze video. And then you made the analysis, and that was like, holy crap, this is the smoking gun here. So I met my mate, we went out for dinner, and he was like, hey, look, Blaze is like, I'm up on Blaze. And this was like crazy amount. This is like nearly almost like, I think he was up 280K, something stupid anyway. So I said, look, man, I don't know about this place. I'd never heard of it. Let's clip this motherfucker right now. You sell, you take your profit, because that's the only guy that I knew at that time that was holding a significant. I said, look, take profits, sell 10%, 20%, whatever.
Sure.
He said, yeah, I'll take profit in the morning.
That's like the worst.
Same brother rang me up 10 in the morning, and he was like, yo, remember that shit that I showed you? Because he went in big. I think he went in with 20 grand initial investment, and it turned to 3K, bro. So not only did he see like 4 hours, I mean, we weren't even, I think I left him like early hours of the morning, like 3, 2 in the morning, whatever. We were out late. And he rang me up at 9:30 in the morning to tell me his 280 grand is now 3 fucking G's. So he's 17K down on his initial investment, and realized, cool, this is insane. This is like unbelievable. That's super terrible. And I felt for him because...
Sorry to interrupt. I mean, it's interesting how far this stuff reaches, because I was at my friend's house, and we write code together, and we were working on this sports fantasy bot. And he got a text from his mom, and his mom was like, yo, check this coin out, she's in crypto. So he's like, yo, Danks, check this out. And he showed me it was Blaze, and I didn't know what it was. And then it was the video. So I clicked the clip and I saw it was Archetype, and I was like, bro, this isn't, I don't know about this. I'm not recommending this. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I really said. I went back to my thing, and because I guess his mom knows that I'm involved in crypto and see my stuff. I think that she got out, from what I understood. But it's crazy. Like, these videos are on YouTube, and it's funny because we think that, it's hard to imagine how much our videos can scale, especially when people are looking for a specific type of content. And this thing, man, it hurts a lot of people that are unsuspecting. You know what I mean? Especially when you know, I guess I wouldn't have such an issue with it if you came out and you were like, this is a meme coin, high risk, we're degenning, like, come get it, like, lose or go to the moon, like, run it, like, I'm down. But when you go and throw it on an S tier and you say this is going to change everybody's life, for sure, then I have a problem. You know what I mean? So there's levels to the scammers shit that I can get with and that I just can't. You know what I mean? And I don't know. That's kind of,
bro. I swear to God, it's like when my friend called me that morning, I thought he was going to tell me that this is backed by Coinbase or something good, because that was enough money to change anyone's life. And I thought, okay. And I was kind of like, I was struck. Like, you literally, I sat next to you telling you last night to take profits. If anything, if you take 50K, so you're in profit by 30, and you take your initial investment out, you've just made 30 grand in such a, but afterwards, you know, you made some plans, and of course, it wasn't meant to be. And that's what really, like, and then I came into the Discord, because I sometimes work like till crazy hours, like US times and stuff. So next morning I was like looking at the Discord, and like people are saying, because I know when the team posted Blaze, I didn't really buy it. I think I was doing something else, but it kind of, a few of the community members were in it. But the powerful lesson is, on top of every single scam that we're seeing and extraction, there's this elephant in the room. Our fate's being decided.
dog in the room,
right? And of course, they, from those types of characters, man, they're not talking about nothing but pump and dumps. And I think it's so hard, bro. Like, it's been a tough cycle. I spoke to like 5 or 6 project founders in the last 4 weeks for AMAs and stuff like that. And every time we talk in the backstage, it's people are now some project founders are putting their own money, you know, taking money from banks and stuff like that. Some of them were forced to sell tokens. So it's been a super tough cycle. What's your thoughts on the cycle as a whole, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not what most people expected. However, I do want to point out, even though we didn't get to this point as it was expected or mapped out or predicted or whatever, everybody thinks they know how it's going to happen. But we still did hit the milestones as far as date and timeline. If you remember clearly, which I do, everyone was talking about bull run really peaking for BTC in early of 2025. A cool off potentially through the summer, and altcoin season when? The last 2 quarters of 2025, roll into 2026, cool off in the first quarter of 26. We're on track. Now, I actually think we're on track to go much longer. I think that we're going to have what you've been hearing about, this super cycle. I think we might be in the first wave of starting or kicking on what I would call a super cycle, which is essentially the first wave of trusted onboarding, where it's not just Bitcoin anymore. It's where all these states, countries, government delegates, all these political fields and all over the world start trusting blockchain tech and start utilizing, whether it's chains or smart contracts, and getting involved in the ecosystem. That's when money starts coming in, and it's millions, tens of millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars at each pool, right? So it's at each click. So it's not like a little bit of money like me and you with our lunch money here, you know. And really, one thing that I've noticed is the degenning has gotten worse and worse and worse. There's multiple reasons, primarily because they've made it so accessible, so easy, which the regulations will be making that less easy. However, there is really the lack of a systematic framework that's not in place. The framework of understanding crypto, researching crypto, and coming to a full conclusion for a crypto is not a framework that people have, right? So that's where you start leading to people falling into deck screener before coin market cap, just because their homies are doing it, and their people, their online community and friends are start margin trading on 25x or on Rollbit on 500x. Like there's so many different ways to go astray, and I think that it might be some by design, because what better way to extract the liquidity from a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing than to put it all on one chain like Solana and just start extracting liquidity from smart contracts and meme coins and all this. We don't really know what's going on behind crypto. So just keep that in mind. And I kind of went off of what I think is happening in the market. The truth is, nobody knows, right? The thing is that it's very clear, if you've been studying regulation at all, that we are moving on chain. The entire world's financial system has already agreed to go on chain. The United States have decided not to follow with the Fed on chain. However, if everybody else globally is going on chain, eventually we will be required to go on chain to stay with everybody else. So the whole world is moving on chain. It's happening before our eyes. It's hard to understand because we've talked about it for so long, but this market it truly is. When you see like OGs, that some of these videos, you say the market is about to explode. When you see the ones that you trust make those videos, you should watch them, because if they're saying it, it's because they mean it. These people, I'm not saying it because I have no reason to say it other than the fact that I believe it, especially right now, right?
100%. Beautifully explained there, bro. And here's where I agree with you so much. The Clarity Act, so not the Genius Act, but we have the Clarity Act, which makes amendments to the Securities Act of 1933. This stuff is just, you couldn't make this up. And this comes into effect, like you said. One of the reasons I've been super bullish is because of the fact that I think we'll be in one super cycle continuous with dips in between, but this may extend many years. Now the question becomes, will a new US administration change the rules, but the cat is out of the bag, the rabbit is out of the cage. There's no way they could do that. Like, it's just going to be a pure adoption. But in the meantime, I think, like you said, the expectation of that short-term, that meme coin, 100x or whatever, I think the desperation for most common people is to see that money instant and come. So if you're consistent, like, I always say, like, if you chip away at your core assets, or first of all, when you get your paycheck, give attention to what you've researched and what you believe in will make you money over a long period of time. Doesn't matter about the day-to-day dynamics of the market. But in November, we get this Clarity Act. We already have the US government moving into, for example, PIF and whatever. We are starting to see, like you said, the formations of crypto going mainstream. And then when you add Wall Street to it, the fact that they're starting to tokenize all of these different trillions of dollars that they wouldn't otherwise move around, I think we're going into an incredible time, in my opinion, for our fundamental place. I saw, you talk about Say. I mean, give us, I always ask you this every time. Let me put you on the spot. Give us 5 projects, fundamental projects that Danks would go, regardless, will hodl or to buy or whatever. I think that would be a great insight.
Right now, my biggest bag is AVAX, like by a long shot. I think it's like 30% bigger than like my biggest bag under that, right? And it's intentional because of FIFA and the FIFA chain being built with AVAX. After that, since you're mentioning Say, I have to say that Say is looking like it might end up being something special. Noticing states like the state of Washington looking into adopting smart contract usage and actually building, they're actually building, what I understand, because the information is not clear right now, but it appears that they're writing legislation for crypto in Washington around say and render. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm just like so all over the place, and there's so many things to look at. But if you look into that, you might find more information. I have a paper that I put together, document in my server. I put together some research stuff on cryptos I like, and there's a lot of information on how Say is starting to pave the way. They have, I looked at their unlocks because I think they're 30% unlocked or something like that. Their unlock schedule versus the chart right now actually doesn't affect the chart hardly at all. In fact, it goes up a day or two after almost every single month after each unlock. So right now the unlocks haven't affected Say too badly, it seems. But I think that any type of state adoption or institutional adoption will outpace token distribution. I'm really liking the RWA regulatory compliance chains. I've got 2 in the pocket, which are, I guess we could say, I guess I wasn't going to say, but I guess we could say it's KETA. So KTA is a ticker. And then Plume, Plume, Plume and KETA. So I like Plume. At first I liked KETA more, one, because it was just cheaper, and I liked it more because I got a 2x almost right away. So that was cool. And then the reason why I got into it, these specifically, are because they are the 2 that I've been able to identify as the most legitimate, regulatory compliant RWA layer 1 blockchains that will allow for tokenized transactions to be fully compliant within US federal regulation, which means, you know, all those sites that we go to that say, oh, you're in the US, you can't use it. Well, that's going to change. And then they're going to say you can use it and you have to use these chains. That's going to be these. We don't know which one is going to be the Big Daddy, probably Ondo and whatever else, because they're already built with KYT implementation inside, similar to XRP. Ondo's chain, also the RWA chain that Ondo has, it says that's a layer 1, has KYT, which is know your transaction protocol built in. That's the overseeing, encompassing Palantir on chain, essentially. So that's called KYT. And then, so that's already 3, 4. So yeah, the regulatory compliant RWA stuff for me, big deal. So right now we've got the RWA based chains, right? We've got 2 of those. We've got AVAX for gaming and, you know, subnet L2 type. And then what else did I say? Let's see, KETA. And then we've got, okay, let me look. I have a large portfolio still, just more than I should. So if I had to pick, put me in a spot.
It's fascinating because I wholeheartedly agree with you on Say. I think as far as the opportunity itself, it's absolutely prime to at least 10x from where it is. You know, literally, it's got all the fundamentals. It's also got that whale factor. So you've got that US regulations that you talked about in terms of the states, the ETFs, plus you've got Coinbase, and of course you've got Circle and all of those big backers. So that's
looking at the fundraising, the investors, who's getting the tokens, like this stuff matters down the road, you know.
You know what I like about your shout on Plume? So they're based in Hong Kong, but the bridge between East and West in tokenization, I think, is going to happen through Plume because they are also US friendly. So you've got all of this. I was checking up some data on them regarding tokenizing Chinese assets and immediately reducing trade friction with the United States, because they are also, you can move those assets from Hong Kong to the US, from the US to the Far East. So this is kind of like almost, they sit in a unique area. They're the only crypto RWA that I know are working with the 2 superpowers, to say, the 2 big markets. Of course, then you talked about KETA. I was lucky with KETA, bro. I did a buy at around 7 cents.
Wow, holy
to 9
smokes.
cents. That wasn't it wasn't as intelligent as it sounds. It was pure luck. So what I did was I was flicking through, some layer one research, and of course, this is on base. I'm bullish on base, and I sometimes I spend hours just looking for decent ones to kind of take a punt on. And at the time, I regretted. I did the buy alert. I bought only $1,000, but that $1,000 kind of it exploded. So yeah, I can't complain. I would have put 10, 20 G's, whatever. But you can't complain about being lucky sometimes. So yeah, happy days.
No, that's awesome, man. Congratulations, especially like this. I can imagine when it comes out. I don't know. I'm looking at it on CoinMarketCap. I don't know what it looked like at the very, very beginning, but buying it without any price, discovery really, and also like the background of Kita is kind of shady, right? So it's not the 100%, doesn't check all boxes for clarity and all that. So no fault in under investing there, but that's where Plume picks up, right? They pick up on the transparency side, on the it just seems like they're more willing and able. But I would have to say, for my fifth and most clear, obvious, I don't know why I thought about it now, but it's XRP. I think XRP is gonna proceed to become number one, and it's not even going to be close probably over the next few years. But it's interesting, man. There's that regulatory compliance that people are seeing. They're like, okay, well, now we know what it is, right? Okay, so we haven't felt the hammer yet. The hammer is when the first person, I'm dubbing it, calling it the first person is going to happen to is they're going to call it that they got burned, because what's going to happen is they're going to go into your wallet and they're going to burn the USDC or USDT that's in there. So when that happens, because that's what the Genius Act is they put that in there. They didn't tell anybody. They can burn, freeze, and transfer assets out of your wallet at their discretion, okay? At the federal discretion. So interestingly enough, though, I found a crypto. Actually, someone told me about a crypto. Now, this person that told me about the crypto got in at XRP before they went to court, okay? So he's an XRP whale. He lives in Dubai. He's got maids. I don't know if they're maids or slaves, but he's got them. and whatever it is, he's living it, right? So he hit me up. He's like, yo, bro, I'm all in on XTZ. And I'm like, XTZ, Tezos, why? And he sent me some information and I reviewed it. And I can't find anything wrong with his argument. Essentially, it's the only crypto that I can find that gets around and through legally the Genius and the Charity Act. And they also are looking to do tokenization as a priority focus. XTZ could very well be a sleeper. It's under $1 and it's on Coinbase.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it's an OG. It's been around forever, since 2018, I think. Funny thing is, even longer. It's kind of like sitting at 73 cents. Super interesting because I know they've got a lot of money. They've been doing like sponsorships and stuff like that into sports, but that's super interesting, man. Like we just got like a nice.
Go ahead,
no, it's just the forensics, isn't it? Like, I actually met an XRP executive a while ago, and this is before the pump, and this was in Dubai, by the way. It's funny, and he was saying, "Look, man, the ecosystem is going to produce many, many millionaires. Like, paying attention to what's going on with that amount of liquidity." I think it's going to be incredible. I mean, I've caught one Epic Chain, which is making noises, sub 100 million. But if I had to give you kind of like my five, it would kind of be almost old school in a way, based on the entries. First would probably be Casper. I've been holding that thing since late 22. Into 23. So position is up significantly and has never threatened really. At the lowest it came down to was like almost at its lowest, it was kind of like almost 8-9x up. But again, that was like from a very, very long time ago, back in the Reddit days. I actually, the first ever video I made on my channel was because of Casper. Because I was spending too much time on Reddit, man, like in the good old days. But I think what they're doing now, if they can, they've obviously had a PR disaster.
I mean, Casper's old school to me too. You know, I did some hit and runs on Casper, and I'm still in it. You know, but I definitely took profits, and I kind of wiped my hands with it, and I'm like, whatever happens, happens. You know, I'm not. You know, I'm disappointed in the lack of
effort.
No, I'm more disappointed in the lack of the communities. How do I say this? I'm just disappointed with the community. I think that for such a technologically advanced spectacle that Caspa is, you've got a lot of retards around it, unfortunately. And, you know, Shy being one as far as, you know, conversing with people goes. So there's a lot of damage. People don't realize that stuff does a lot of damage, not just short-term, but long-term to a project. You know, there's a lot of whales. There's a lot of, there's just a lot, right, of people that could help have sustained the market cap 2x this if all of that stuff just didn't happen. Like, I guarantee you that if KRC20 never came out, if Shy never had an X account, and the Caspa community was not the way they are, we would be probably at all-time highs right now. You know what I mean? But
we would be. I think,
you know, with the anticipation of smart contracts, it's like right here, and we're at the low. Like, this is crazy. And you know, maybe because we've been right here for 8 months, you know, but that's also whatever. I mean, Caspa's whatever, man.
It is.
I'm getting heated just.
I learned very early on with it that I don't know whether it was my kind of like starting off just after the FTX debacle. I almost said to myself, let me get myself in a position that I would never fall below 10x and then see what happens. So it's kind of like, okay, don't pay attention.
You can hold forever.
Yeah, well, it's like cash out when needed kind of thing. Because I can't see it going back to a 50% or 60% of a penny. And for me, if they can, because again, you know, people don't realize it's a faster protocol than the internet. You know, fundamentally speaking, the technology should be there. But where the struggle is, I think sometimes apart from moving money, every cryptocurrency moves money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. They all do. I mean, when you saw them sending Caspa around the whole world to Uganda, China, and America and Israel and back, I'm like, I can do the same thing with USDT, Solana. You know, that's cool, and I understand the technologic, you know, what goes into that as a layer one proof of work and all that. However, it goes to show that that doesn't matter, because Qubit is on the corner now. And it looks like if they got the money,
that's gonna fuck us up.
Nothing matters, you know. So all you need is some extra money, and you guys are fucked. So essentially, I'm kind of like, well, I mean, this is with Qubit, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, they were able to hack the hash rate and overtake 52% of the actual mining hashing power of Monero, a privacy blockchain, and literally extract those blocks for themselves. I don't know how the money all works. But essentially, they were able to take like $7 million worth of Monero due to that. That's insane. So yeah, it costed them, I think, like $250,000 for a 2-hour window, something like that, to do. But the fact that they
let me ask you, the whole quantum debate. I've got a very good friend. You know Cliff from Dynex.
Yeah.
You know Cliff very, very well. Now, there's this
I don't know
whole
him personally,
thing,
but I know of.
right? So there's this whole thing right now. I mean, somebody was asking me today whether Tangent is quantum proof, and where do you stand on this argument right now? Because there's a lot of fear in crypto right now when it comes to quantum. Honestly, there's people are shit. Again, shout out to Qubit as well. That's absolutely insane. But where do you see this happening? This whole narrative.
The quantum thing will make what Qubit did a lot easier and faster and cheaper in general. So essentially, once qubit computers are, someone's going to have to either make their own or find a way to buy one, or whenever that gets into the hands of anybody that's public, then that's, I mean, they say that it would take, all the electricity on Earth ×2 or the power of the sun to stop Bitcoin. But I don't think they quite understand in general we don't understand quantum physics in general. So you can't say that. You just can't say that. Michael Saylor says it because he is Bitcoin, right? He is the Bitcoin advocate. His whole life depends on Bitcoin, so he's obviously going to tell everyone no need to fear, Bitcoin is here. But at the end of the day, reality is technology is changing so fast that we don't even know the implications of what ChatGPT 3.0 are for next year. And we're already moving to, retire everybody in next year. It's like, things are changing so fast and so much money is being poured into this now. I'm kind of worried that the great reset might happen because of crypto. You know what I mean? Not to get to crypto. It might happen as a result of crypto. Everybody goes on chain, all the assets, everything, and bam, the shit gets erased. And it could happen. You know what I mean? And it only takes one smart person and a really powerful computer. I don't think that we're further than 5 years out from that.
Absolutely. I think when you have research by Deloitte dedicating into the potential dangers, this one is a fascinating report. So Google announced they achieve quantum basically supremacy. And this whole article, I'll paste it in the chat for everyone. If you are on a bus, on a train, or on the sofa watching Netflix, you might want to just read this a little bit to help you understand what the situation is. But
I mean, they're doing so much with this that they're actually currently capable of talking to whales. They just haven't done it yet because they don't know the implications of what could happen once they bridge that, right? Like, what is the implication of us communicating with another species on Earth? Like, what does that do, right? That's how far advanced we already are without quantum computing, just AI. So now conversation, like understanding we are beyond. So that's another gripe that I kind of have with the Genius Act, with why they're just halted, like any regulations on AI, just let it go for 10 years. I just can't understand why it's always, it was Russia, it was Germany, now it's China. It's like always somebody that's pushing us to make the most dangerous thing on Earth. You know what I mean? It's like, let's see what the implications are for the next 10 years. Okay, let's make this better, and then let's progress more advanced as let's just, that's why I started my second channel. Actually, go follow at Original Dankster on YouTube. I just started it 2 weeks ago. We're about to hit 1,000 subscribers already. It's
congratulations, bro. What's the channel name?
I appreciate it. It's youtube.com/@originaldankster. I'll put it in the chat here.
Yeah, put that in the chat, bro. That's
I just posted a video today as well, every 2 days or so, and they've been banging, bro. I got one video with 31,000 views, another was 7, 5. I mean, everything I've been making on there is busting out. So
wow, bro, that it looks like maybe that's the niche, man. Like start a new channel. Honestly,
I mean, I've been struggling with the crypto channel. I was like, well, is there a way that I can circumvent crypto? Maybe. I was like, let me try a new channel. So I posted this video 4 hours ago. It's got 2,000 views. I mean, this stuff's
but that's incredible, bro.
I'm excited. Yeah, and then add Danks on Lock on X.
Oh, brilliant,
Okay.
brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Share that in the comments, because I'm going to follow that. And I think you are absolutely right. I think the crypto niche suppresses us anyway from sharing content.
I did a lot of research with AI, and it does. They've already chosen the winners, so you're already competing in a hefty pool of sharks. You know,
it is right. It's incredible. But I wanted to ask you something closer to home, and this is this headline, man. What's going on? Like, is the old man sick? Is he on death row? Is it one step, 1 foot from the grave, like we say in the UK?
I mean, I think the guy's he's 82, right?
Running.
I think he's 82. I mean, I think 82-year-olds get swelling and like bruises on their hands, and like they just get sick. You know, as far as like Trump goes, his mental acuity seems there for me. You know, as soon as we see anything, the laser eyes are out. The left specifically have. If you go, there's this guy named Keith Edwards. I can't stand his channel because he's constantly picking at the smallest thing, like the handshake was not tight enough or too tight. There's this blemish. It's like you guys are really stretching it, and I don't understand why. Like, we're all in the same place here, you know? So there's a lot of political back and forth here, but it feels like we're getting closer and closer to unity as opposed to segregation. So we'll see. You know, this place is definitely under a spiritual enlightenment moment in this country, and we're undergoing it in an interesting manner, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, I think the main issue was I mean, a lot of these people with the conspiracy, would you imagine they actually took it from, of all places, fucking Simpsons, man.
Oh man, I didn't know. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. To me, it feels like they're like replugging these, you know, it's like you make them after and then slide them in somehow. It's like, you know, these ones for sure, the Simpsons have got something unique. And I would like to see an interview. Have you ever looked that up? I would love to see the interview of the what's the guy's name? That everybody hates, does Family Guy and all that. But I want to know if Simpsons. I want to see an interview. I'm going to go look one up after this. I gotta know. Everyone wants to know. What's your okay? I gotta go soon, but I do want to ask something fun. What's your favorite conspiracy? What's your most like? Yeah, I just wanted to be real. Like, I believe, like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is the one that if I were to put a slew of thumbnails in front of you, I'm clicking that topic.
Well, it's always between Kennedy and I think I am a massive lunar landings sites conspiracy theorist. And
on the side of we didn't land there,
for sure, because you've got to look at the you kind of got to look at and again, of course, you know, there's always this stuff about alien, whatever, other beings or other worldly things that are out there. But in my opinion, I enjoy a bit of space. Okay, so I'm not a flat earther. I'm not into any of that stuff, but I just curiously read a lot and research a lot, bro, like to try and have a downtime. Because what we do is just always graphs, charts. It's kind of like, yeah. So here's the thing. During the Cold War, do I disagree with the fact that we've sent stuff to space? Absolutely not. So the Russians had a space program. And of course, you know, if you go back to the Cold War competition, what drove the human species to actually have a lot of the technologies we enjoy today, you know, whether it's GPS, you could almost take everything back to the Cold War. But here's what I have a problem with. So Russians were first in space, first man in lower Earth orbit, check. The Americans then, instead of going to the So the Americans went to Mars first. The Russians went to Venus. They had a program called Venera, which was trying to land a craft inside of Venus. And I think they attempted 13 times and, succeeded maybe 4 times or something to actually get. Then, of course, the Apollo program happened. Now, if you remember that famous speech, we did it not because it's easy, but we did it because it's difficult. The problem that I have with that is purely any of the nations, like the Chinese now, any rise in power globally, would have put men on the moon to show the Russians and the Americans that it could be done again. We're talking about automated AI, whatever, even a robot. But the fact that we've not been there for nearly 60 years, right?
I have a spin on that theory.
Yeah, God.
I think that we went there, and not only that we go there, there's more going on there than we know. And the reason there's been so much silence from not only us, but the entire world is because there's more going on than they want to tell us.
So you reckon there's lunar bases there? And
it could be. I mean, you've seen tracks on the moon, right? All the tracks and the design, the shapes of stuff they've tried to debunk. They have debunked some things. But I mean, even on the moon in the call, when they had to switch, when they said they had to switch to a different frequency because they were talking about alien craft in their vicinity that they could see, right? There were other entities on the moon, right? So it leads me more like into thinking, like taking their words instead of what I'm seeing, take their words actually and apply it to what I think could be real, as opposed to the flag and like all of this stuff is very, it's just hard to, wrap the head around. But, and when you hear someone saying these things and then you hear nothing for 70 years or however long it's been, whatever, there's probably something else, because it's not just us. And like China's capable, Russia's capable. It's like they're probably up there and have gone back and forth many, many times, right? So that's what I think. If it's silence from all, then there's probably something else. If it's silence from just us, we can't do it. If it's silence from just everyone, they can't. But no one said that we can't do it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's fascinating, because that is, again, that's a conspiracy theory on a conspiracy theory. Like it's literally, it's probably what makes more sense. I agree with you, man. It could be either, but I think the fact that I just see limitations of the human race when it comes to what happens on in the heavens. For me, we, like, for example, Musk going to Mars, and the fact that it's so fascinating. Like, we consider space to start at, I think it's 120 or 160, I don't know, kilometers up, 200 kilometers, let's say, for argument's sake. International Space Station sits around those levels. Then you've got the moon, which is about almost 40,000 kilometers away. All of those are still within our magnetic field, like the Earth's magnetic shield. Then what you have is this insane thing where the sun extends all the way out to an area of the sky called the heliosphere, right? And the sun actually protects us from the cosmic rays. So we are in a bubble within a bubble, and then we've got this one planet which has a molten core that spins and protects us from the solar radiation or the sun's rays. Now, if we came out, again, this is the other theory that I have, is if we came out of the Big Bang, why are we designed to an intricate level to the point where the atoms that will kill us, the protons and whatever from supernova or whatever, why are we within a shield? That's absolutely what I actually first read about the sun protecting us from cosmic rays, because it's got this space called the terminal shock, where all of these galactic harmful radiation comes and bounces off. And I'm thinking, holy crap. So we've got that. And then around the Earth, we've got this thing that expands all the way past the moon that shields us from
this whole this solar system is they've come a long way. It's cool to hear you speak on this because, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but that they found out so much interesting stuff about our galaxy in general. And this kind of leads me to 3i Atlas and its trajectory here. And this is this, unknown, the third interstellar object from out of our view, out of an interstellar deep space, flying here directly. It's crazy because it's flying directly at what they're calling the eclipse, the linear eclipse or whatever of the solar system, which is our elliptic plane. And it's got this very unlikelihood trajectory. And what's interesting is the way that it's coming in the speed that they don't talk about, and why this is so unique and so appalling is that it's coming and it's hitting at such a unique and precise angle. But what you were mentioning about how the sun and the moon and we're in a bubble, not only are we in that bubble and the sun is moving and we're moving around the sun and our entire galaxy is moving, okay, we're also at the same rate. I don't know if it's the same rate, but I think it's at the same rate. Not only doing that, we're also going up at that same, spinning and going up. So what would it be that something would be coming on the same trajectory that we're moving so fast at such an upward and sideways, like crazy direction, maybe not sideways because there's no gravity. So it's just like up and up and up and up and up. And why is it? There's so much happening. And not only that, think about the universe that we live in, our Milky Way or whatever, as one of those, those like you're in the store at those stores you put your finger on the glass and it puts the electricity on your finger and all that, those balls. Imagine the universe is like one of those. Okay, so imagine that our universe is really an electromagnetic field of all of this stuff that we can't see. Okay, what concerns me and interests me about 3i Atlas is that every single time we have an interstellar object coming into our orbit, we have something that we do not know physically at all, where it came from and how it could interact with our solar system's magnetic fields, electricity. The sun is made of plasma, all right? When you have a plasma ball, which is what is being represented by 3i Atlas, flying to the sun at twice the Earth-size mass, what you're seeing is not only the weight pulling in different types of material towards it as it flies by, which gets very close to Mars, but as it approaches the moon, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because of that plasmic field is going to be expanding and growing. So we could see like twice the size of the moon, or it might look huge. I don't know what the implications are though of having such a vast unknown plasma energetic item getting so close to the sun. It kind of worries me. They don't talk about this stuff, but when you have all of these energies, and if you kind of look back, we just recently had a full moon. It was the first full moon that we've ever had, like this specific direct linear angles. Okay, so we had Venus and Jupiter lining up. I'm sorry, Saturn and Jupiter lining up directly to the moon, and then the sun was behind the moon, taking what they have, the energetic force fields from Saturn and Venus, shining into. Imagine those two planets are lined directly up to the moon, right? And they're giving that energy synchronicity is lined up from Saturn straight through Venus into the moon. That energy compresses in the moon, and then the sun shines that light, sends the waves from that synchronicity at Earth. And what that does is we're happening now. We're seeing this great awakening. It's like a wash. It happens every 20 to 23 years, but the alignment is always a little different. And this one it was an Aquarius moon. I'm an Aquarius. So if you have your intention set directly, that full moon and lasting out for weeks on end, this for anybody can actually change your life. And it's funny because right at that same weekend is when I started my new channel. I didn't know about all this. I found out later. Your life could change if you put, if you put your intentions in this direction. And it sounds hocus pocus stuff, but I went back after learning about this. I was like, wow, my life really has kind of changed in a different direction lately, with my intentions much faster than it would have just. It seems that way, at least. I'm starting to believe that there's a lot more to these cosmos than what we know. So,
well, that's so fascinating, because I honestly, like, it's funny because we do think about the same kind of, almost like same stuff, bro. Like, I even sometimes I just look up and think, man, imagine our sun compared to these, giants in the galaxy. We are literally nothing. At the same time, we can't escape where we are. So super fascinating stuff, man. I had this like little graphic here. I'm always showing my daughter, like, hey man, just appreciate every single minute on this planet, because you couldn't even see our sun compared to these giants. We'd be like a little spot, a dot within the vastness. But that's so interesting, bro. No, listen, I'm happy to talk conspiracy. I don't even get the caveman started. He's
he's my first on my new Discord Patreon. He's my first member over there. So I started the Patreon and the Discord for the original Dankster because I've already had videos taken down on this political stuff, and they're very selective. But I found out like the YouTube is, if this is, the reason why I started a new channel. I started two actually, additional ones, but this one is taking off, so I'm giving it a lot of love. My theory is this, all right? We're seeing changes happening across the world. AI, like I said, we still don't know the implications of it. The way I see it, we're probably going to have most people, like, we're going to probably lose 10% of the population's workforce over the next few years. And we're going to have another COVID-like YouTube experience for the creator, where everybody is back on YouTube. They're searching for content constantly. It's going to go up 2, 3, 4x over the next 5 years. I think that if you're considering creating a YouTube or any type of social media account that looks like the channel that platform will last, you have to do it now, because I think that people will be offering money for 5,000, 10,000 subscriber accounts not too long from now. So that's kind of where I see, if they're all saying that AI is going to take over like that, then people are going to be wanting to be on YouTube. You know what I mean? So,
well, this is it. The third conspiracy before we go: a bioweapon or a hoax, the link between COVID, and of course, that's going to be another subject altogether, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting to do a live stream on my other channel. I don't know how many subscribers yet, but I want to do like maybe 10,000 subs. I might hit that soon, actually. So I would like to do a live stream talking about, political commentary and stuff. I would love to have a guest. So you're always welcome, bro. And
hey, being the caveman.
It's on my first, and it'd be dope. Yeah, bring the caveman on. And
the caveman is the one, man. 93 million miles away.
Like imagine like this channel at this rate, 1,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. Growth's exponential on YouTube. So if it continues, what if we get 100, 200, 500,000 subscribers in a year or two? That can help all of us, because then we can expose people to how to do crypto right. You know what I mean? And bring them into our world. And then we'll have the original Dankster Patreon full of a bunch of new people that want to learn about crypto, because I'm in crypto. So I think that overall, like, this was a great idea for me. I love crypto and I love what I do so much that I just want to share it, and I love other things too. So I felt like, why hold myself to just crypto? Let's do what we love, and I've got time. I don't, this is the gift of crypto. I make content when I want. And
wow, that is, man, I'm so happy that we had the chance to do this impromptu, just like drop in and stuff like that. This is amazing, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Conspiracy Channel, Loki is ready for it. Yeah, and Kate, we'll listen. I promised to come on your channel. So anytime this week. I am notoriously, I think probably the best way for us to do this is to arrange a date and boom, start the live stream. I'll be there.
Sounds good. I'm down. Real quick, shameless plug. I did start a boot camp for crypto users, especially for new people. And it's built around the exact reasons why people are losing money in crypto. It's not all the courses that people are teaching out there. It's directed towards the 70 to 85% of the reason why the 95% of people lose money in crypto. So why
That's
FOMO
amazing, bro.
trading,
Do you have a link
most
for
people
it?
fall into that. It's on my Patreon. So it's all
Oh,
it is
wicked.
just, I'm actually recording the course live every week, and then I'm going back and editing it, and then I'm going to sell the course. So right now I'm running the course live weekly. That's why I mentioned this. So you can join even for $8 a month, just the chat tier. You can join weekly, and then it'll be available for sale in 18 weeks for $500 a month, $500 for one-time payment.
Yeah, I mean, people, I'm so happy you mentioned it, because Loki said he didn't know you had another Discord, but I'm so happy with all of the things you're doing. One thing is very clear: when you have mental clarity and purpose in life, and when you put the work in, rewards come your way, brother. I'm so happy that that channel is growing. The other one's going to grow. In fact, you've just given me an idea, because I sit here just talking about crypto, but the fact that I read, like, I've been reading something called Resilience. I've got another thing there that I'm reading about World War II. It's insane.
You like to read. Yeah, I mean, whatever you like to do. And then when it comes to that stuff, I just say, like, what I've learned, at least, is what I like to do and talk about, and then find what everybody is talking about right now in that niche, and then just hit that on the content until it's, I figured out there's a media cycle. That's why I got into political commentary. I like it. I noticed that every week there's something that all the YouTubers talk about, and then the next week there's something else, and the next. And I was like, I can do that. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. And it's quite dynamic as well, because you've always got, especially where you are, that is the engine of global politics. So you're never going to be out of, yeah. I mean, Trump might start calling people Pocahontas and this and that, and nuts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bro, we have done solid 2.5 hours.
Appreciate you having me on, and it's always a good chat. Yeah, second time, and I don't vibe with many people like this. I got another
because we're legit,
Honest
man.
Crypto. He's a lot like us. You would vibe with him too,
bro. The problem with crypto bros is they're so one-dimensional. If they're not talking about a coin or something, there's nothing else, right? Like, that's why there's only a few of us in the space that are normal, like human beings with conspiracies, with political views.
Well, you gotta think, a lot of people, these crypto bros, they have a lot of responsibility or deliverables too that they're thinking about that doesn't free up their mind. They're like, I gotta plug this, I gotta plug that, I gotta say this, I can't say that. So a lot of times, you know, it can be like media, like the news. You know, you're not getting everything because they're bought out, paid for. You know what I mean? So you never hear about Tangent Wallet because they're on some other wallet. You know what I mean?
You could even add sports to that list, man. That's
yeah.
I've been looking at some podcasts lately. I mean, interesting how even that space, even within hip hop, man, I'm starting to gravitate towards Fat Joe and Jodakiss's podcast. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't.
Bro, it's so funny. Every single episode, Fat Joe just drops a porcupine, like straight lie. And Jadakiss just goes on the couch and says, oh my goodness, like he can't hide his check it out, bro.
Low-key said that's the life, crypto and conspiracy. Amen, my brother. That's my life, bro. That's my life.
Brilliant
stuff.
I
appreciate it, man. I appreciate the time. I gotta bounce, but
thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on, and thanks for everyone. 2.5 hours. That is legendary, man. Cheers for that. And health, wealth, and growth to you, brother. Keep going.
All right. Thanks, man. Cheers guys.
Man. Take care, everyone. Good night, everyone. God bless. Take care.